Well, hey guys, I'm Branden Bodendorfer, and thank you for joining me today. You guys made it to 2021. That alone should be its own accomplishment for this year. We have had to embrace and deal with so much in the last year that our worlds have really been turned upside down. And I feel that this planning system that we developed was one of the few things that really kept me going throughout 2020. It was a year for me where I really learned that routine and understanding how my routine is going to change with the seasons, change with just different things that might impact our life. I'll give you a prime example. I was not ready to do any virtual learning and to teach my children. And I'm not saying I became the best at it, but I definitely was able to develop a better connection with my children over the last year and really try to understand and learn what they're going through. So that was one powerful thing that came out of 2020, but the ideal week really helped me do that. But today, guys, I want to talk about 2021. If you guys are not aware or haven't been on this podcast before, this is something that we're going to do more and more frequent. We are going to be talking about just what it means to become a strong planner, to succeed at our goals and our vision. Because like many of you, I have the same goals and aspirations to really move through 2021 and just make some changes in my life. You know, that's the thing about changes and the thing about starting a new year. It's that opportunity you get to kind of have like a restart, a refresh. And we all come into the year with some big ideas and some big ambitions, right? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't think that, oh, well, I'm going to do the same thing I did last week? Well, maybe if the same thing you were doing last week was successful, keep doing it. But there's always things that we can do to kind of turn the dial up a little bit, get that quarter turn in there just to give a little bit of extra return from what it is that you guys are doing. But many of us that go through this change of the year think that with the change of the clock will come all this natural change and we'll just hit our goals and ambitions right off the start, right? We just think that because it's a new year, we can just continue doing what we've always done and change will happen on its own, right? You guys know that isn't true. Many of us will start today doing the same thing we did last year, the same routines, attending the same meetings, reading the same daily digest of news, and having the same cycle that we go about our day, and we will expect change to occur. A day will go by, a few more days will go by, and here we'll find ourselves at the end of the month looking back and saying, boy, I have not really accomplished much with my plans for 2021. Why is that? Why is that? Why do we go through it? Today, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about urgency and the importance of having urgency in your plans for this year. But let's step back a few days. Who was with me watching Dick Clark's 2021 year kick off the New Year celebration? Now, I definitely have watched a New Year's Eve celebration for a number of years. And this year, I was intrigued to get the idea of what is it going to look like? What is Times Square going to look like with nobody really there? An empty Times Square to help celebrate. And I saw a whole bunch of different memes across the internet. People saying, oh, I don't know what I'm going to wear for New Year's this year, as I make it to my living room. And I think so many of us had the same type of New Year's Eve celebration with close friends and family just in our unit at homes that maybe it didn't feel like the New Year's, but yet being able to be connected to that live audience gave us that synergy that the new year was coming upon us. And throughout the broadcast, one thing that really kind of drilled in my head was that Planet Fitness, for I think this is their second year that they've been part of this New Year's Eve celebration, they were talking about getting out and getting fit and their $10 a month promotion. And they were going to be offering some type of great promotion between now and January 7th. And I thought to myself, well, geez, that's pretty urgent. I mean, that's like a pretty short term. I mean, that promotion's only good for like 7 days. And instantly I thought to myself, well, I better go look at what this promotion's all about. And it hit me right there. We are a society that really thrives off of urgency. When there is something there that is urgent, for example, I didn't want to miss out on a coupon. I didn't want to miss out on the deal. I wanted to check out what the deal was and see if the deal mattered to me. So I instantly went and checked it out. Do you think if Planet Fitness would have said, hey, this promotion is going on all year long, that I would have had the same urgency to check out that promotion or that coupon? Absolutely not. I'm like, I'll get to it next week. I'll get to it next month. I will get to it. I will get to it in 2021. How many of you today are looking at your daily goals, and one of those daily goals on today's list is something that is going to impact your vision for 2021? Or do you come into the office, come into your living room, come into your basement for that matter, or even your kitchen and said, I'm going to start my day by doing the same routine that I've done the last year? And if you did, don't expect great results. But if you are one of those individuals that has one of your key three as something that's going to move the needle forward, you are on track. But for everyone, it's the first business day in theory of the year. So we're all at the same starting point. So we still have the opportunity to get out there and make a difference. Today, I want all of you to be urgent about your plans for 2021. And here's why. When it comes to annualized planning and it comes to looking at what you want to accomplish in a year, some things can be pretty challenging if they're big goals and ambitions. And you might look at those goals and ambitions and say, wow, what is it going to take for me to accomplish all of this in the next 12 months? Well, let me give you an example. Last year, one of my goals was I wanted to run 1,000 miles over the course of 2020. Now, that seems like a pretty large goal. But 1,000 miles, when you break it up over 12 months, is less than 90 miles a month. When you break it up over 52 weeks, it's less than 20 miles a week. And if I break it up by 7 days a week, it's less than 3 miles a day. Think what that meant if I started January 1st, and January 1st, I got on the treadmill, got out and started running, and I ran 3 miles today. And I followed the next day and was urgent about my goal and ran another 3 miles. And each day through the month of January, I ran 3 miles. A couple things would happen. One, I developed a routine on one of my goals that set me on the course of being able to accomplish that goal over the course of the next 12 months. I also made it easier for myself because by doing so, I started the process early enough that I didn't have to catch up. Throughout last January, I found myself running 3 to 4 miles on a given day. And at the end of the month, I went far beyond 100 miles in the first month of the year. Think about that for a minute. In the first month of the year, I ran over 100 miles, meaning that now I only had to run less than 900 miles over the next 11 months. I made my goal more obtainable and gave myself more room for opportunities. What would have happened if I would have waited till February 1st to start my goal? Now I would have had to run 1,000 miles in the next 11 months, meaning that I would have had to put on more miles each and every day, each and every week, which that would have put my goal further out there and made it harder for myself. What happens with so many of us when it comes to goals is we don't start today. We don't start putting those ideas into our daily plans. Most of us have great ideas and we have great intentions for the year, but we do not have great execution. You can have all the ideas in the world, and a lot of you have many ideas, but if you don't have strong execution, you're going to find yourself looking at that idea and say, well, geez, why is somebody else accomplishing when I'm not accomplishing? It's so important to have urgency in this year and really step forward with your plans. I encourage each and every one of you to look at your ideal week. Put it out in front of you and say, where are my opportunities? Where am I going to block off time so I can start to execute on this vision that I have for 2021? How am I going to restructure my routine to allow me to have the time and the energy to start maximizing my own productivity and start seeing the needle move towards the ambitions that I have for this year? Guys, it's really not that hard. If a goal that you have is out of reach and out of touch, pare back the goal. Make it realistic. but look at the things that you can start to execute each and every day, because it's going to make the huge difference for you in 2021. When I look at annualized goals and I look at people that have big goals for the year, I always ask them, what is your goals in the next 12 weeks? What is it that you're going to accomplish in the next 12 weeks? Is it this? Is it that? Or is it something else? Tell me in the next 12 weeks, what are the things that you need to do to make that goal achievable? What is it that you have to do this week? And what is it that you can do today to start making yourself move forward? Guys, thank you for joining me on this journey in 2021. If you are a user of our planning system, we are going to be talking a lot about different goals and ideas and different tips and tricks. And I want you guys to follow this podcast and tune into our YouTube channel as much as possible, because I want to share with you a lot of good information and resources. And I want to encourage you guys as much as I want you guys to encourage me throughout this year. We all need each other to make 2021 better than 2020. And I think we can do it together. Guys, let's get started. Let's get into the details. Let's start making the most of this year by looking at what it is that we can accomplish today. I'm Branden Bodendorfer. See you soon.